Dad, is it true that the Earth used to only have one moon? Well, technically, the second one isn't a moon, dear. We don't talk about such things. We were having dinner, eating our favorite, bread, when my daughter smiled at me. Yes, little marshmallow? I asked, knowing she had a question, otherwise this glutton would not stop eating until she finished everything off of her plate. Dad, is it true that the Earth used to only have one moon? She asked. Well, yes, but technically, the second one isn't a moo, I started, but a sharp elbow from my wife stopped me from finishing the sentence. Dear, we don't talk about such things, she said, smiling at our daughter. But Mom, Ethan at the school train said so, she said. Well, he is right. We used to have only one moon, my wife answered. But how did the other moon appear? She asked. My wife just shook her head, as this topic was somewhat of a taboo, but our daughter was 10 years old, soon she shall be working, it's time for her to know this. I shall tell you, I said, as I nodded to my wife. Yay. Finally, she said. The second moon appeared 130 years ago, randomly, but it isn't a moon, I started. If it's not a moon, what it is? She asked. An artificial object we can't open, can't shake, can't scan, but it's certainly not natural, and it's certainly some sort of vessel, as it has spikes of energy, heat, and sometimes moves erratically, I said. She nodded. But it's big enough to exert a higher gravitational pull on us than our natural moon? How? How was this made? She asked. Education nowadays is so hurried, barely 10 years old and knows all that. I shrugged. I don't know, I said. So, it's true, it's the second moon's fault that she started. That we are living around the peak of mountains, on floating/flying houses, and trains? Yes. The tides got at least 14 times stronger, erosion as well, whittling our lands little by little, the weather got much worse with the currents being messed up, seasons changing, weather becoming much more dangerous. That moon is also constructed from a material that is slowly leaking something, which weakens the magnetic field of Earth, I said. So, the planet is really dying, she whispered. I nodded, as my wife held my hand. We continued our dinner in silence, but the mood didn't recover for a good while.